How are we doing, everybody? I am your host on this YouTube channel. My name is Andy Malfrey. This is Drag the Lake, the reaction and review channel specifically. If you like this channel and you want to watch a little bit more content of me, some long-form content, down below is the link for the main channel. We do full album reactions over there. We do full live streams. That channel's basically, most of the content you're going to get over there is going to be over an hour or two. So if you like these videos, these usually roll around 15, 30 minutes. If you like these and you want to hear me yap for a while, go over to the main channel. But right now we're talking about Awake in Providence. This is not a band. Actually, I'm going to do this right now as I'm talking before I forget. This is not a band I listen to regularly, and that's why I'm doing what I'm about to do. What is it? Awake in Providence. Yes, hit them with the follow. This is a band I don't listen to regularly, but I have done reactions before in the past on old channels and shit. And I do remember liking them. And also, I gotta say, Unique Leader Records, from what I remember, let me double check. I'm trying to think. Unique Leader, I can't remember specifically what were like some of the dope songs from them, but I do remember Unique Leader had some songs that fucking cooked. Had some fucking hits that I really vibed out with. So whenever I see Unique Leader pop up, I go, this is definitely, it's weird. I'm not identifying these. I'm not remembering any of these bands, but I do remember Unique Leader being a decent channel. So yeah, I'm gonna still trust myself. Anyway, yeah, Unique Leader Records. They got Awake in Providence. Not, like I said before, I'm not overly familiar with this band, but I remember liking them before. So I'm going to give them the time of day. Let's check it out. Mournful, Benediction, featuring Ben Duerr. Duerr? That just sounds like Scooby-Doo. Who is that? I'm going to look it up before I listen to it. How do you say that last name? Ben Duerr? Adieu? Shadow of Intent? I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that offended anyone. Is that goddamn theremin back there? What the fuck is that? You know, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. That's like a nice little thing to create. Because I got to be honest, first off, I was a little whatever about this. I'm not always a fan when it's sort of this like metal or death metal or whatever you would call this. But they still stick to like the 4/4 measure structure. I always find that very interesting when bands do that. It's like, you know, you're doing fucking blast beats and double bass and you know, crazy lines, and you're doing like the rah 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 rah, but like you're still sticking to a traditional song structure. I want to, like, I just want to get, like, not that this is bad, but I always want to get it out there. Like, let it fucking ride, man. You're already doing the growls. You're not going to go mainstream. Like, just let it fucking ride. But either way, that's just my personal preference. I am an autistic prog metal head, so maybe that's just my bias. But no, I am not a fan when bands like this just implement the fucking orchestra. It's a cheap trick to sound big and grandiose and like opera. And it always, to me, and once again, this might just be my bias, because it just comes off phony to me. Like, I don't know. Are we all metalheads sitting here being like, oh yes, oh doth blah blah blah. You know, we're wearing our capes while holding a skull and going like, oh yes, the symphony. Ha 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 ha. It's like, I don't know. I don't like I don't know. I just don't like, I like it being more aggressive and hard hitting rather than operatic. I just don't buy that most people listening to these bands are like, yes, 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 the symphony, play it. You're just like, I don't know, dude. Maybe I'm a dickhead. But throwing in extra little bits like this, like the little, like whatever the fuck, that theremin sounded shit, it creates a fun, different dynamic than what we're used to in this shit. You know, there's a million bands. Why sound like all of them? We all know what the preset on each genre is. Why sound like them? You know, there's so many options now. So I do hear strings here, but I gotta be honest, it's really creating an overall vibe. I feel like the strings are there for more of like background vibe purposes. This is all very interesting because like when I listen to metal, I like to have some very precise production. I like to have the production precise because metal's very intricate. And I want to be able to hear all the nuts and bolts of everything going on. But right here, I'll be real. Like this is creating. It's reminding me of when I listened to the Acacia strain where they put out. And I feel like some of the people listening are going to go, "What the fuck are you talking about? Hear me out." A lot of people get fucking pissed when I make comparisons, and it's not a complete 1-to-1. You're like, just hear what I'm saying. No, when Casey Strain put out that last album, and it was like they put out a double album, and one of them was like a Doom album. I never really listened to Doom that much because I didn't fuck with it too much. But I like the Casey Strain, so I listened to that, and I started to realize like, oh, this Doom shit's like pretty cool because it's not for having a big moment to really hit you in the dick or anything. It's like, it's to have this like prolonged vibe session almost. And this is what this is doing right here. They're not, initially I was hearing this going like, oh, they should mix it a little bit clearer so I can hear everything. And you're like, I don't know if that's what they're going for. It almost feels like they're mixing it so everything blends together. And I find that to be interesting. Oh, what are we doing? Hell yeah. Excuse me. Hell yeah. That was Mournful Benediction by Awake in Providence. Yeah, not my, I'll be straight up. This ain't my main shit, but I can tell this is a real good version of this shit. Whatever this genre is. I don't know. Deathcore, not deathcore. Black metal, whatever. Let me know in the comments what this genre is, because I'm not knowledgeable enough to say it. But I do appreciate heavy music. I do appreciate riffs and shredding and heavy guitars and growling and shit like that. So I appreciate what they're doing. This ain't my main shit, but I can tell this is the good version of this shit. Yeah, it was. I will say this: they could have, respectfully, they could have shaved like 2 minutes off. I don't know if that needed to be 6.5 minutes. But that's just me. No, I liked it with the whole, like I was saying before, how it had a whole, it was more about the vibe than any like distinct part. I kind of appreciated that. I thought that was a cool, interesting way to go about it. I know, like I said before, I you know, I'm more from a production standpoint, I'm more about the precision, but then, you know, kind of having that, because this feels like a vibe situation rather than here's this thing, here's that thing. It's like, let's just take you on a ride. Let's just like kind of grab you at every part and just take you on the fucking ride, rather than well. And then on top of that, you're putting on a whole fucking show. And I know I was poking fun about having the strings and the orchestra, but the way they were incorporating it didn't seem forced. It didn't seem overdone. And yeah, man, yeah. So, like I said before, this ain't my thing, but I can tell that they do their damn thing really fucking well. So, props to Awaken Providence. You motherfuckers killed it. All right, thanks for watching. I love you all. Have a good one. Be about a peace.